afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 2022 NCAA Football Selection Show on NCAA.com. I'm Brendan Gulick. It's great to be with you as we prepare to launch our national tournament here at the end of the season. This is the absolute best time of year in college football. Lots of the top teams in the country lining up, trying to win a national championship. For the fourth consecutive year, this year's title game is going back to ISD Stadium in McKinney, Texas, where Ferris State is the defending champion. They're back in the field for an eighth consecutive year. They're going to try to repeat and become the first repeat champions since Northwest Missouri State in 2015 and 2016. But there are some terrific teams around the country, including in Ferris State's own conference, that are eager to knock them off. We certainly hope the playoffs are going to give us the same kind of drama that we got in that 1 versus 2 matchup, Grand Valley State and Ferris State. That was in the regular season back in mid-October. Of course, for the third tournament in a row, this year's field is going to be comprised of 28 teams out of the 163 that play all across the country. There are 4 super regions, 7 teams in each one. The number 1 seed in each region is going to get a first-round bye, so that's big. And that means the other 3 opening round games per region give us 12 total opening round games across the nation. And once we get to a region champion, the 4 remaining teams will be reseeded. The semifinal games will be streamed live on ESPN+. Then our national championship game again in McKinney, Texas. That'll be live on ESPNU December 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern. For all the latest news and information on this year's tournament, keep it locked right here on NCAA.com. Okay, let's get to the bracket. And we'll start with Super Region 1, where the NE10, the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, the Mountain East Conference, and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference make up the 45 teams that we're picking the top 7 from. Top seed this year earns a first-round bye. It's the Crimson Hawks from Indiana, Pennsylvania. The PSAC champions are in. They've earned the week off after a 9-1 season that saw them trip up only once in Week 8 to Gannon. They earned the number 1 seed here thanks to their big upset win over Shepherd at rainy Miller Stadium Saturday afternoon in the conference title game. It was their 5th PSAC championship in program history, first since 2017. Mac Sexton took home MVP honors. Incredible year for him. He's thrown for at least 3 touchdowns in 8 of their 10 games this season. This is IUP's 20th appearance in the national playoffs. They have twice finished as runner-up back in 1990 and 1993. The 4 seed here is the Ashland Eagles, outright Great Midwest Athletic Conference champions for the first time after pummeling Kentucky Wesleyan 41-10 yesterday. The Eagles are a proud program, 17 conference titles in their history. They're heading to the D2 playoffs for the 8th time. They got great balance on offense, including a 1,000-yard rusher and junior tailback Larry Martin. Senior wideout Logan Bolin, 22 career touchdowns. He's a big threat on the outside for Austin Brenner. They'll open the tournament with the Notre Dame Falcons. The Falcons are Mountain East Conference champions in 2022. They had a 5th straight win this weekend. It's their 5th straight MEC title, but the first for Garrett Mack in his first season as the head coach after serving as an assistant the last couple seasons. Falcons defense is for real, folks. They lead the country in defensive scores, and they're top 5 with 19 interceptions. Senior quarterback Chris Brim from Tallahassee, well, all he's done is rewrite the school and conference record book during his career. He's looking forward to a deep run in the postseason. Falcons have had a couple deep runs, in fact, including when they played in the national semifinals back in 2018. They were the number 1 seed in the Super Region that time, but they have never played in a national title game. All right. The Shepherd Rams are the 2 seed this year. They lost to IUP in the PSAC title game, despite a great comeback with a pair of fourth-quarter touchdowns. Rams are led by senior quarterback Tyson Bagent, who now has 34 career games with at least 300 yards of total offense. That breaks the previous NCAA D2 record of 33, held by a young man from Southwest Baptist, Stephen Gachette. That's a record that's about 12 years old. Shepherd leads the country in total offense. They're now top 5 in 4 other categories. Rams were 1 game shy of playing for a national championship a year ago, and they are keen on another deep run in this year's tournament. Rams' postseason journey begins by hosting the New Haven Chargers. Congratulations to the Chargers, who are back in the tournament. They pounded Southern Connecticut State on Saturday, 54-14. They won the Elm City Championship and wrapped up an 8-2 record. New Haven went 6-1 in NE10 play. They've now won 18 of the last 19 conference games. They lost to Assumption just by 1 point, 14-13 a couple weeks ago. So they've shared the league title, but the automatic bid went to the Greyhounds. The Chargers have a really efficient offense, a physical, tough defense. They are rock solid on special teams. Last two teams in the region, we just referenced them. Opening weekend hosting duties for Assumption. The Greyhounds out of the NE10, they finished 8-2 with a huge 65-21 win over Post on Saturday. The Greyhounds finished the season as one of the top 5 defensive teams in the nation, including the second-ranked unit on third downs. They beat St. Anselm in their second last game of the season to win the third NE10 title in program history. Pretty nice turnaround for Andy McKenzie's team after they were just 5-5 last fall. And they'll entertain Slippery Rock. The Rock closed out 2022 with a disappointing loss to Kutztown, largely because they were missing a handful of their starting skill position guys. But a 9-2 record this year, a great performance against some quality teams. It was enough to convince the committee they belong in the field. They are the #1 ranked kick return unit in the nation, so you better be careful if you're kicking deep to either Cohen Russell or Jawan Hall. That's Super Region 1. We move to Super Region 2, which includes schools from the Gulf South Conference, the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association, and the South Atlantic Conference. Top seed hails from Columbia, South Carolina. Celebrate the Benedict Tigers. 11-0, a perfect season, an SIAC title after they throttled Tuskegee 58-21 yesterday in front of a national audience. It's their first football championship of any kind in school history. Huge congratulations to Coach Barry and the entire Tigers support staff. What a turnaround, as this program now feels like it's championship caliber. Their defense has been absolutely sensational this year. They just might be the team to beat in Super Region 2. The 4th seed in the region is Virginia Union. Shout out to the folks at the watch party at the Sheraton Hotel in Richmond. You can celebrate. Enjoy the rest of your evening because the Panthers are in. What a season for Virginia Union, led by CIAA Offensive Player of the Year Jada Byers and CIAA Coach of the Year Dr. Alvin Parker. How about a little love for the terrific kicker Brady Myers, who is the league's Special Teams Player of the Year as well. Byers is a sophomore running back. He led the country with more than 1,800 rushing yards and with more than 2,100 all-purpose yards. Virginia Union first playoff appearance since 2015, first 9-win season they've had since 2007. By the way, pretty good time to be a Panther. This is the first time since 1986 that both their football and men's basketball teams have been ranked inside the national top 25. Virginia Union opens up with the Wingate Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have earned a bid to the playoffs for the 4th time in the last 5 full seasons. Now, prior to the current run, Wingate's only playoff appearance came way back in 2010. The Dogs, though, made 3 straight appearances in 17, 18, and 19, and now they're back here in 2022. They have one of the nation's top defenses, leading the country in tackles for loss and third down defense, and they rank 2nd in total defense and sacks, and they're 5th in scoring defense. You get the picture. Their defense is ridiculous. They're also 4th in the nation in net punting. So Wingate and Virginia Union will open up against one another. Next on the bracket, the 2 seed in this region, the Statesmen from Delta State. 2022 champions in the Gulf South Conference. First league title for them since 2014. They beat West Alabama 17-7 yesterday, locking in a 10-1 season so far. Their offense is legit, #2 in the country with basically 500 yards per game across their 10 contests. They also score more than 40 points per contest. They're ranked 3rd in third downs nationally and lead the country in total first downs. Patrick Shagog leads the way, more than 30 total touchdowns on the season. Of course, the Statesmen won it all back in 2000, and they were national runner-up in 2010. They'll play the Fayetteville State Broncos. You don't often get to talk about walk-offs in college football, but the Broncos are in the tournament after Elton Andrew buried a 43-yard kick to beat Chowan and win the CIAA title this year. Program's fourth conference championship, but their first since joining the CIAA. 3 seed here is West Florida. The Argonauts, 2019 national champions, continue to be one of the great success stories in NCAA football history. After launching a program at the university in 2016 and had 5 wins that first year, the Argos were the 2017 national runner-up. 2 years later, Pete Shinnick and his staff guided the Argos to a national championship. Last year's team made the playoffs, finished as co-champs in the Gulf South, but they're back as a legitimate national title contender again this season. They blasted Mississippi College in the season finale, finished the year 9-1, punched their ticket to the national tournament thanks in large part to that electrifying offense. Man, are they going to be a tough out in 2022. The Argos will host the Limestone Saints, a team out of the South Atlantic Conference. The Saints get an at-large invite to this year's tournament. They had a great performance yesterday in the season finale against Emory and Henry. They just might be the feel-good story of the year in D2 football. The Saints did not win a game last fall. Not one. This year they're in the tournament. Major congratulations to Mike Fury and the Saints. Okay, halfway through the bracket, let's pause for just a quick timeout. We'll tell you about the other 14 teams right after this.
There's an energy swelling out beyond the limits of your expectations. A universe where fandom reigns supreme. Once you're in it, it changes you. Instead of one of one, you're one of many. A blissful sea of chaos. Go beyond your limits and enter the NCAA universe. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us here this evening. Some of you might have already had your travel plans booked, and I get it. There are certainly others who want to know what their weekends are going to look like the next couple of weeks, and we don't want to make you wait any longer than we have to. So we jump right back into the bracket in Super Region 3. Now, this Super Region includes teams from the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, the GLIAC, from the MIAA, from the Great American Conference, and from the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Top seed here and an opening round bye with it belongs to Grand Valley State University. The Lakers, the top-ranked team in the country this year, they just might be favorites to win the whole thing. They're the GLIAC champs this season after winning their 18th conference title and a record 10th undefeated regular season. They also didn't shy away from a tough non-conference schedule, and boy, did that pay off big within league play. The Lakers are among the national leaders in literally every major category, but their biggest highlight of the season thus far, we mentioned at the beginning of the show, their victory over then number 1 ranked Ferris State, knocking them off 22-21, 1-2, arguably the most anticipated D2 college football game in at least a decade, and it totally lived up to the hype. Victory marked the second time in school history that Grand Valley beat Ferris State when the Bulldogs were the top-ranked team in the country. The other time was back in 1996. Grand Valley snapped Ferris State's 19-game winning streak overall, 43-game regular season winning streak, and 32-game streak in conference play. Grand Valley won the national title 4 times in 5 years from 02 to 06. They haven't played for a national championship since 2009. Congratulations on their first GLIAC title since 2016. The 4 seed in this region, the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. Big overtime win in Arkadelphia Saturday over their cross-street rivals, Henderson State. It solidified a playoff berth and a Great American Conference title. Tigers rallied to erase a late 14-point deficit. They beat the Reddies 40-37 in overtime, thanks to a game-winning score from T.J. Cole. With that win, Tigers are 11-0. They wrap up their 4th undefeated regular season in the last 8 years. They match a program best with 6 straight victories over Henderson State in the Battle of the Ravine. They're going to host Northwest Missouri State. The Bearcats have won 5 in a row, including a really nice 27-21 win over Emporia on Saturday. Got the number 2 ranked rush defense in America, and they're going to see a great running team in the Tigers. So this really could be one of the best opening round matchups we have to showcase. Northwest, of course, won a couple of playoff games last year before falling ultimately to Ferris State in the regional final. So we'll see if they can put together a deeper run this time around. Our defending national champions are the 2 seed. Welcome back to the field to the Bulldogs from Ferris State. Defending champs are back in for the 8th consecutive season, which is the longest active streak in the country outside of Northwest Missouri State. Now, while they lost a heartbreaker to Grand Valley earlier this year, Ferris State's been the measuring stick in D2 football the last few seasons. They have at least made the national semifinals in 4 of the last 5 campaigns, and they've played in 2 of the past 3 title games. Bulldogs led by Carson Gulker with 4 passing touchdowns and 22 rushing touchdowns this year. Also got a terrific defense. They enter this postseason 23 wins in their last 24 games. Ferris State will host a team who is in the playoffs for the first time ever, the Davenport Panthers. Congratulations to Davenport, NCAA playoff bound. After the program has only been around, of course, since 2016. They were 3-8 last year and had an incredible turnaround. Of course, Davenport fell short of Grand Valley in the GLIAC title game this year, and they basically beat everybody on their schedule, not named the Lakers or Ferris State. They're in the playoffs. Of course, it's meaningful because they played the 6th toughest schedule in the country this year, and they're going to have a shot at the Bulldogs. Our 3 seed in this region, the Gorillas from Pittsburg State. They wrapped up the regular season with a 35-14 win, beating Fort Hays State on Saturday and capping an unbeaten season with an MIAA championship. Pitt State clinched the conference championship technically in Week 9 against Washburn. That was their 13th all-time MIAA title. First conference crown, though, since 2014. Cheers to head coach Brian Wright and his staff. They're in their 3rd season. Pittsburg State will play the GLVC champion, UIndy, the Greyhounds. They had a league best 8th time that they had a great comeback win against Truman State on Saturday, so they are champions 8 times now in the GLVC. Took the Greyhounds a little while to get going in the snow. They held Truman State scoreless over the final 34 minutes of that game. UIndy back in the playoff for the first time since 2019 when they lost an opening round game to Central Missouri. This year their defense has the 3rd best mark nationally in stopping the run and their 5th in turnover margin. Okay, on to our final region here, which includes teams from the Lone Star Conference, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. Our top seed is the Lone Star champions, the Angelo State Rams. 2022 Lone Star Conference champs, the top seed in Region 4 after a fantastic season. The Rams 11-0, thanks in large part to leading the country in total defense and finishing top 5 in several other defensive categories. They held opponents under 10 points in 5 games and allowed an average of just 11 all season. Jeff Gersh's team lost to Colorado School of Mines in the Super Region Final last year, but they avenged that loss with an overtime win in Week 2 this fall. Then they had a huge win over Texas A&M Kingsville just a couple weeks ago. That one really put the region on notice, I think. They closed in style with wins over a pair of great programs in Central Washington and Midwestern State. So Angelo State, the top seed in Super Region 4. They've got a bye. They're going to play the winner of this next game, a chance to host this opening round for Bemidji State, the Beavers. NSIC North champs and co-champions in the league for the 2nd consecutive season. They call themselves champs after this time defeating University of Mary and winning the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. The Beavers earned a 51-14 win over the Marauders. Program record 9th consecutive win and its 5th 9-win season in program history. 3 of those seasons have been under the leadership now of head coach Brent Bolte. They'll entertain Winona State, the Warriors, who finished on a tough note, falling to the Mavericks of Minnesota State 40-13 on Saturday. But despite the setback, Winona State owns a share of the 2022 South Division title in the NSIC. That's the program's first since 2012. That year, Winona State earned hardware outright when they went to the Mineral Water Bowl. Well, WSU co-owned the South in 2010. Augustana and the Warriors tied atop the division that year. This time around, their defense particularly stingy in the red zone, finished 2nd nationally in allowing opponents to only score 48% of the time. Congratulations, first-year head coach Brian Bergstrom and his staff. It's an NCAA tournament berth for the first time since 2017. By the way, they haven't won in the playoffs since 2003. No real surprise here. The 2 seed, Colorado School of Mines, the Ore Diggers, RMAC champions. How does closing the year with an 80-0 win sound? Well, it was the Orediggers' largest margin of victory in a game. They only allowed 132 yards, surpassed a 103 win, I should say 103-0 win over Colorado way back in 1890. It was Mine's largest margin of victory ever in a conference game. Of course, they dropped the first two games of the season by a total of 6 points to the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in the country. And then they completely annihilated every other team they played. They averaged 52 points per game over the next 9 weeks and won those games by an average of 40 points per game. Class of 2022, 43 wins, 4 RMAC championships, 4 postseason appearances. They're all firsts in program history. If you can figure out how to stop Michael Zeman and John Matocha, I can think of a few teams this year that might like to talk to you. Orediggers have broken all sorts of records on both sides of the ball. They think a national title is their destiny. They're going to start the playoffs with an RMAC foe, Colorado State Pueblo, the Thunderwolves. You want to make a good impression on the selection committee when you're trying to convince them you're worthy of an at-large spot? How about shutting out your opponent in the final game of the year just like the Orediggers did? CSU Pueblo, 38-0, a whooping of Black Hills State. Welcome back to the tournament to the Thunderwolves for the first time since 2019. Last 2 teams in this year's field are the 3-seed Minnesota State Mankato and the Wildcats from Wayne State. Minnesota State came out hard and fast Saturday afternoon. They beat Winona 40-13 to win the NSIC championship. Mavericks with their 8th league title since they joined back in 2008. Also claimed the South Division as well for the 10th time. They were the national runner-up back in 2014. As for Wayne State, the Wildcats, well, they held MSU Moorhead to 193 yards of offense and beat them 10-7 Saturday afternoon in the Egg Bowl. 9-2 Wildcats, a share of the NSIC overall conference title for the first time in school history. Also marks the 4th time in school history a Wayne State football team has won 9 games in a season. They've done that in 1949, 1993, and in 2008. There you have it, our 2022 National Championship Tournament field. And we can't wait to watch all these schools compete over the next 5 Saturdays. We work toward crowning a national champion in Texas. Again, for all the latest information on kickoff times, game locations, anything you need, check out NCAA.com or your favorite school's team website. I'm Brendan Gulick. Thanks for joining us. Have a great time watching the tournament this year. Best of luck to all 28 teams. We hope to see you in Greater Dallas in December.
There's an energy swelling out beyond the limits of your expectations. A universe where fandom reigns supreme. Once you're in it, it changes you. Instead of one of one, you're one of many. A blissful sea of chaos. Go beyond your limits and enter the NCAA universe. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.